Welcome, it's Wednesday. A little late. I hope you had a decent day. Somebody say hello so I know that we're online. It's Wednesday, March 29th. And the moon is in high. The moon is in Cancer. Yep. That's all we have going on the astrological calendar is the moon is in Cancer and the sun, as we know, is in Aries. Just wait a few minutes for people to show up. And we are live. You can let me know what's on your mind. There's a really lot of sad energy in the country. Oh, good. I'm glad the video and sound is perfect. I like when you tell me that. That's Ethel. Yes, Ethel. Like your book is on the way. Tomorrow it will be on the way. So, speaking of that, if you want to book a reading up until the end of the week, you still will receive a free lunar calendar if you book a reading this week. Hello, Toronto. So, the lunar calendars, which it's kind of far away for you to see, but my niece, who's an incredibly gifted artist, she made these lunar calendars, and they're a gift to people who book a reading up until the 31st. So, then they're gone. So you have the option of receiving that for free. I'm okay. I'm raw. I'm not the only one who's feeling raw. Thank you for hitting the like button. So before we really dive heavily into things, just let me know how you're doing and what kind of questions you want to ask, just so I have them in my mind. If you get an opportunity, if you haven't already, I did a podcast with, you can't do it either? I don't know what we were talking about. I did a podcast with Kathy Beal, who is an amazing astrologer. She goes by Professional Aquarian. Did I get your email? Shockwave, you gotta let me know what your, I mean, I don't know, because you all have handles that aren't your real names, so, yes, thank you, Annie. Let me know what's on your mind. It's, Moon in Cancer makes sense. It's a very emotional day. Oh, the pendulum class is going to be, again, I don't think I picked a date for another one yet. But I'll go into my commercial time halfway through. I'm going to wait till more people are on before I get into my downloads in terms of what the guides are telling me about what's going on. You got harassed using Karen? I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, you're welcome. I do my best to help you make sense of the madness. That's what I'm here for. I am here as a public service to all of you, and it serves me too to be able to share what we go through together during these insane, unprecedented in history kind of times. DeSantis lost to Disney. I haven't really seen the news. I've had kind of a busy day. Did I cancel for Saturday? Ethel, can you email me? Because I'm not sure what you're referring to. I didn't cancel anything on Saturday. I don't cancel things. If I say I'm going to be there, I show up. Sometimes late, but I do. The podcast is awesome. So check out the podcast. I have a new podcast called Spirit Talk Podcast. And every time I do a podcast, I will be posting it on my channel, on my page. So there's a lot of astrological upheaval happening and on its way. Apparently next month we have a couple of eclipses that are just going to be hugely pivotal, as if we haven't had enough. So I've gotten I thank you. Here's the other reason I come on, besides the public service, is to receive and to give love. I didn't hear that about DeSantis losing to Disney, but when he was causing all this ruckus last year, I definitely saw that Disney was going to win, and I was saying, what's he thinking, messing with Disney? I mean, you don't get much richer than Disney, right? America will be standing up to the gun lobbyists. Feeling a major downer today. It was great until we had to go out in public. Till you had to go out in public? Did you have to? I don't understand. What happened when you went out in public? Disney booted the fascist Disney board members, and yes, I do know that. And apparently Disney is back in control of Disney. So are they back into... I have to read the news. Thank you for your beautiful compliments. It really makes my day. Is Disney back to being an independent entity? You have felt paralyzed as an empath and psychic last couple of days. Thinking about your cousin in Bozeman, Montana. She works at Yellowstone. There have been 20 quakes in the past 24 hours. Oh yeah, the Earth is moving. Uranus is in Taurus. Things are really moving. We're all raw. So Disney's standing up to DeSantis. Can't wait to read about that. You had to get supplies for the horses and tractor parts. People were, oh, okay. So Dancing Warrior had to get out into the world, and people were like zombies, but home better now. Well, you said that it was awful, but I guess people being like zombies would be awful. That makes sense. Does the fascists throw mayo or plates or ketchup? We'll see. We'll see. I'm just, even prior to the most recent shooting, as we speak, they're having a vigil in Nashville, and I can just feel things I don't want to feel. Yeah, so let's have a moment. Let's take a moment, those of you that are here. Let's have a moment, because I know right now as we speak that they're having a vigil in Nashville. And, my friends there, I'm sure they're kind of a mess. Yeah, it's very heavy. No, you're not the only one, Dancing Warrior. So we'll have a moment of silence for the victims of the shooting in Nashville and all victims of shootings. And we'll send healing there. Well, I'm going to dive in. I'm going to give you the download about what's going on. So listen up. This is what I got. There's a direct line between our being overwhelmed and in complete and utter confusion about what's happening. There's a direct line from the Kremlin to America that's been like this for many years now. And when I was feeling the energy behind the people calling themselves Republicans, but they're fascists and they're violent. When I was feeling the energy around them, there's a direct connection to the Kremlin. And I know that we've been mystified at how much these Republicans, which I call fascists now, as you know, but just for the sake of being able to identify what I'm saying, I'm going to say Republicans / fascists. I know it boggles our brains. We don't have the bandwidth to comprehend how they can do nothing about what's happening. We can't comprehend it. The direct line to the Kremlin is one in which social media has been infiltrated, and the psychological warfare that has taken place has actually created a condition in people's brains, the Trumpsters, that is causing them to feel like they want to turn on America. In Waco over the weekend, what we saw was a celebration of America being attacked. We saw Trump having a celebration, having a party to celebrate an attack on the United States of America. Trump was celebrating, and and I mentioned this the other night, he was grandstanding for Putin and probably Xi in China. And Tucker Carlson is part of it. And the Republicans that went to the Kremlin on the 4th of July in 2018 are part of it. And it's like they're robotic. They have agreed to increase the proliferation of guns and weapons in the United States that goes hand in hand with the divisiveness that's been seeded by the psychological warfare. In the psychological warfare, people in the United States become divided, and they forget that the United States of America is their country that they live in, that they cherish. They forget. And then the hatred is seeded, and the rhetoric that makes people upset. And then I know I'm getting a lesson in that, right? So the divisiveness gets set. And this divisiveness, along with permitting more guns to be sold, is an attempt to ensure that the United States of America will come down. And it's Kremlin based. And I'm telling you that this is my psychic impression, and it's not based in something that I read, but there is a lot of what you can read where, if you have any intelligence, you understand how the pieces come together. So I'm not afraid of getting in trouble for saying what I'm saying, because what I'm saying, if you put the pieces of the puzzle together, makes sense. It's just that I woke up this morning with this thought in my head. The proliferation of guns has its basis in Kremlin propaganda coming through the social media, coming into people's minds, and that's how we got into the cult mindset, where people that you maybe knew, some of them seemed reasonable, and people that you figured would really not go for attacks on on their own country, have lost their minds. And the fascist Republicans that were part of the insurrection were in on it. They're in on it. They know what they're doing, and they have agreed to robotically refuse to do anything about the violence that is 100% likely to occur through the proliferation of guns and more guns. And let me add to that the NRA has connections to Russia in terms of funding. So if you're wondering why these Republicans are acting like the most heinous monster, I can't even call them human beings. They are now monsters. They now fall into the category of monsters. If you wonder how they became that way, they have a contract. And it's a contract with the devil, because the darkness hates life. The darkness doesn't want beautiful, little, angelic, cherub-like beings that inspire and uplift people and cause them to feel feelings of cherishment and how beautiful these children are. The evil detests that. We are under the influence of such evil forces. We don't know what we're dealing with here, and that is what it is. Add to that, Tuberville, is he in, what state is he in? Is he in Alabama? Tuberville. The abortion ban, the fascist movement, the banning of books, and Tuberville putting our national security at risk. Look at how many open doorways there are right now to our national security. Look at how many open doorways, how many doorways have been opened to make it easier to, I'm not saying easy, easier for a foreign enemy attack on the United States, facilitated by Donald Trump. I'll get to that. Because I'm not a fan of laying out the problem without helping you with a solution. So Donald Trump stole the secret documents, even talked about it freely, like I could have, they were mine, right? On a stupid interview with Sean Hannity. We'll get to that. There's that. There's Tuberville putting our national security at risk by saying that a woman in the military that needs health care, that might include abortion, is not going to be able to get that health care. And it's putting our national security at risk. They're doing the unconscionable. They're doing things that we never, ever in a million years would expect a truly patriotic citizen and member of our democracy that loves our country. We'd never in a million years expect them to do such things. This is outrageous. It's the height of pathos. And it didn't start here. It started by that influence from overseas. They're going for the full Monty. There's Travis there is saying. It's a very scary time. It's a time to stop sugarcoating it. And it's a time, too, that if you look at what they're doing, you cannot stand by, sit by, and just shrug it off. You cannot. If you know, and we know full well, unfortunately, what an AR-15 does to a human body, and especially, okay, Alabama, thank you, Tuberville, I appreciate you putting that up, especially a little child's body. It will blow your mind how much it blows up the body and disintegrates it. And as we sit here tonight during this live stream, the people in Nashville, Tennessee, where I used to live, and it's like a second home to me, and I'm really sad for my friends that have been touched by this, that are there. And I'm sending them a lot of light and a lot of support. That's it. It shouldn't be happening, but there's a reason why it's happening. There's a reason why it's happening, and I just spelled out the reason. And you cannot convince me otherwise. It's as clear as this bell. It's as clear as a bell. These people are under the influence of a foreign enemy who's directing, like they're puppets, directing the whole show. They're getting ready to bury those children. I mean, we went through Sandy Hook, we went through Columbine, we went through, I can't list them all. I remember on Lawrence O'Donnell's show after Uvalde, and you may have seen this show, when they finally got the body cam from the police, and they had to turn down the volume from the body cam because of the sound of the children in Uvalde screaming. I'm going to get to the cards in a second. I wrote a song called Bring This to an End that's on my website, and you may have seen it, you may have heard it. And I wrote that song after El Paso, which was the Walmart shooting. Devastated, holed myself up in my office. It was a hot August day, and I couldn't leave my office until I finished writing that song. It's called Bring This to an End. And I decided, I think I'll play this whenever there's a shooting. And God's honest truth, there were too many shootings. And I didn't want to keep on posting the song. We have a major crisis on our hands. We have a party in Congress that's hell-bent on letting us die, not protecting us, and not protecting America. And I know somebody said, what do you want? What can we do about the evil? First off, just get what this is. Get it down. This is what's going on. So we can stop trying to negotiate with these monsters, because there's not one cell in any of their bodies that has any sense of, yeah, let's solve this problem. Not a tiny, there's nothing, there's not a glimmer, there's nothing. They have no sense that they want to find a solution to this problem. They're committed to allowing the problem to continue, and they're committed to even making gun laws even more lax. Look at Ron DeSantis. They're all doing it. Look at Abbott. No, we need more guns. Lauren Boebert even said it. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm sure, has said it. And they've said it more than once. We need more guns. We need to crank up the guns, right? After every shooting, the gun sales go up. After Uvalde, the Ted Cruz's and Abbott's and Trump and all the rest of them were at an NRA convention. Yeah, vote them out. Get the bums out. We are at the precipice where we have got to save our democracy, and we have to jump in now, because we have a second chance. Since Trump didn't get into the White House by some miracle of the heavens, he didn't get in. And that miracle, it was, even though you can't really call it a miracle, was that COVID came and it brought his numbers way down. So we're at the point, like if he had gotten back in the White House in 2020, there was no way, even if he got legitimately, if that had happened, if he got enough votes, then we'd be completely stuck with him, just like they're stuck with Putin and Russia and Xi and China and Kim Jong-un and North Korea. It would have gone there. It would have gone there. And so we got a second chance. We have a glimmer of hope here. We got a second chance. Joe Biden is in the White House, legitimately, as we all know. So Joe Biden's in the White House. We still have democracy, and it's hanging on like by a freaking thread. And at least we have this window of time to do something. And if we miss this window, of everybody jumping in and getting involved, then we could lose it. We could lose our democracy because they are working hard and they're working fast. Trump got less votes. I don't know if anybody's up in the chat saying that he got more, because he didn't. So, you were at Pittsfield and Marshall's in Massachusetts? Cool. When? I think that's what I needed to say about that, about where we are. But I do want to say just one more thing about getting to work. I hear a lot of podcasts and a lot of different people that have YouTube channels, a lot of talking about where we are, a lot of talking about, you know, what's going on and everything, and a lot. So ever. What I don't hear enough of is them saying, go here and do this. Go here and do that. And I want to beg with you and plead with you that if you're on a YouTube channel that is democracy based on what's going on, you know, in this country right now, getting the word out like Midas Touch, please go in and type grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I'm not asking you to do this for me. I'm asking you to do this to give people a place to go where we are actively doing tasks all the time to save this country from fascism. And I wish I was exaggerating. I wish I was exaggerating. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Because, see, here's the thing. It's great to have these YouTube channels. It's great to even have like MSNBC and all these channels that are keeping us up with what's going on. Someone called in a gun shooting threat. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. In Massachusetts. If it hasn't affected you now in the area that you're in, it will. Unfortunately. So, hi Linda. Please type in grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Please join us for grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Somebody in Pittsfield, Mass. got a gun threat. I'm glad it didn't turn into anything. And I don't know about you guys, but to watch these fascists, the mom ran to pick up her kid. Yeah, everybody's on edge. Everybody's absolutely on edge. To watch these fascists, I mean, I just saw somebody in Congress talking to somebody in the hallway, an African-American man talking to somebody in the hallway, another representative. It was just a quick clip I saw before I came on that was on Joy Reid, and he was chewing the guy out about guns are the problem. We're kind of past the point right now where you can talk to these fascists and say, we need restrictions on guns. You can't talk to them. We have to just know what we're dealing with. We have to throw them out. We have to throw the enemy out. We have to throw the enemies to the United States of America out of Congress. Let's tell it like it is. Let's not be like, yeah, you're sick of them not doing anything and they're BS, Betty's saying, and there's not one person I can think of that's not sick of it. Right? We all have had it way past up to here. Way past up to here. And Deb saying doing nothing isn't working, but I just want you to understand, they are dug in on doing nothing. They're absolutely dug in. Their plan is to do nothing and to keep shoving it down our throats, that they're not going to do anything. There's no way that I would send my kid to school if I had a kid right now. There's no way. And if I were a kid, I wouldn't go to school. And I wonder, because I've kind of seen this, if kids will go on school strikes. I would, all the power to them if they do. hang on a second. Because I'm kind of watching the chat here. I do my best. So I'm gonna look at a few cards. I did get the sense in our show with Kathy too that this time, and I know we said this after Uvalde, that things will change this time. I have faith in Nashville. I have a lot of faith in the people in Nashville. There's a sense of, you know, being able to come together in Nashville, and I know it's still there even though I moved back several years ago now. But that's still there. So Deb is saying it will keep happening until we say no more. We're saying no more. They get money from the NRA, and I'm just wondering if you're following the thread, if you heard everything that I said. The NRA has received massive amounts of funding from Russia. "30 minutes in." Yeah, they all have to go. I mean, it's my heartfelt desire that you hear what I'm saying. There are enemies. The Kremlin is in America, right? Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look at Lauren. Look at the enemies are serving in, not serving, but, you know, the enemies are serving in Congress. That's the part I want everyone to get. I want to see everybody getting that. The enemies are in our government, actively showing us that they're the enemies. Oh, you watched the vigil? I would bawl my eyes out. I'm glad I'm not watching it. I've done enough of that. Okay. I'm picking 3 cards. You know how they have... Honest to God. Look at France. Macron decides, you know, the retirement age has to go up. They're marching in the streets like in massive numbers. In the United States of America, these fascists are allowing children to be murdered over and over and over and over and over again. And we can't get out on the streets and organize and protest? Yeah, I did see Bobert and her stupid stuff about wolves. So I'm just looking at, yeah, this is the exhausted majority. This is the exhausted majority. What fascism does is it tries to wear you down. So this is a tactic to do nothing about gun violence, about babies being slaughtered, is a tactic. Yeah, so France has had, I mean, major protests. I don't know, I haven't followed what's going on in France in terms of, has it worked to lower the retirement age back down? We can look at that. I kind of have a feeling Macron's going to succumb to the pressure of the people protesting. I do feel that. Look at what's going on in Israel. David Hogg tweeted students in Nashville are walking out next Monday. Oh, that's interesting, because I just said that. I do see that. Good. Yeah, I think that Nashville's going to be a little bit more mobilized, than some of the other places have been able to be. So much to talk about, and you know. I did mention Lee. I mentioned Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, and the other night, and I was thinking, I wonder if it's still the same guy. And it's the same guy that was there when I lived there in the 90s. They need to go. They don't give a rat's ass about these kids and these families. Yeah, sign as many petitions as you can. Anyway, so the tactic is to wear us down, to discourage us, to make us feel like there's nothing we can do. They actually say those words. That's the tactic. that the Republicans have, the heinous fascist Republicans, the tactic is to wear us down and to say, no, we're not doing anything about gun reform. No, we're not going to do anything. They're going to keep doing that. Nashville, Tennessee is conservative country, Benjamin. I lived in Nashville. Nashville is Democratic. So, this is what I see. The Two of Cups. Biden's going to sign some kind of executive order. It's going to be something, but it's going to be not enough, once again. So just know the fascist tactic is to dig in on doing nothing. Because they really want you to, yeah, Tennessee is very red, Benjamin, but Nashville's Democratic. Believe me, Nashville's not like the rest of, I wouldn't have lived in Tennessee if it was. Thank you for your appreciation. If anyone wants to show their appreciation through a tip, I do have a tip jar below, and also on my website, psychicanetdion.com, there's a donate button. Much appreciated. Let's see. And it always helps me when you sign up for readings. Yeah, Austin's blue in Texas. Yeah, it's Benjamin, it's exactly the same like that. Okay, so keep on signing petitions at least. Nashville's like Austin, Texas. I actually have heard that. But just know that these fascist Republicans, their game plan is to do nothing and to keep refusing and to keep refusing. And just look at Kevin McCarthy if you want a sort of a sense of what I'm talking about. Because Kevin McCarthy is, the way that he talks is like specifically, intentionally to annoy. Let me ask the pendulum, because it really, really does feel like that. I see students walking out. I see students refusing to go to school. I see students protesting. I see the March for Our Lives that David Hogg started after the Parkland shooting. Is Kevin McCarthy being annoying on purpose? Yeah, Kevin McCarthy, you know when something's just so obvious and somebody's deliberately acting like they don't know, they don't know what you're talking about? That's the tactic. We've all been there, right? When someone's just messing with us and they're pretending that they can't hear you, or they're pretending that they don't understand, or they're pretending that they just can't help. That's the Kevin McCarthy tactic. I didn't see what he said about the gun violence today. Did anyone see whatever Kevin McCarthy said about the gun violence today? Yeah, Tim Burchett. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Came right out and said it. Republican in Tennessee, Tim Burchett. I saw that. I saw a few of them. I mean, it's like, go down the list one by one. When they're asked what they're going to do about gun laws, gun reform, you know what really gets me is when they say, you're not taking away our guns. They're coming for your guns. They're coming. I have never, ever, and I think you guys know this, heard a Democrat say, we have to take your guns away. Has anybody ever heard of a plan that the Democrats have? Has anybody heard of a plan? Has anybody heard of like a bill proposed that we're going to take people's guns away? Thank you, Kathy. Has anybody heard a Democrat say, we need to take everybody's guns away? But that's what they're using. That's what the Republicans are using. They're going to come and take our guns. Give me a break. And I think Burchett was the one. No, it wasn't. It was another one who posed with the AR-15s. And let me remind you, illusion and delusion. Yeah, well, if we're illusion and delusion by this, It's just they are. I mean, it's to the point. It used to be that. It used to be illusion and delusion. It's to the point now where it's like we're gonna just put it right in your face. And how about George Pinocchio Santos? Prior to this happening, wrote a bill to make the AR-15 the national assault weapon. Just the other day I was mentioning, like we know this, that they ripped off the American flag off their lapels. The country that they took an oath to serve, they ripped the flag off their lapels. George Pinocchio Santos, who the hell knows what enemy country he's working for. We can figure it out. I think we did figure it out. Yes, we did in the past. Same place. He proposed a bill to make the AR-15 the national gun. Andy Ogles. Yeah, Ogle. He needs to go. They all need to go. We'll look at when Kevin McCarthy's leaving office. You wish George W. Bush would speak up? Well, what would he say? You heard Griffin, the lady that was shot, has a site that can be joined. Okay, well, inform each other. Ripped the American flag off their lapels to replace it with an AR-15. Do you get that I'm saying that this is, I got this major download that I just spent a half an hour explaining? Do you get that the enemies of America are serving in our government? Do we get it? I just want to make sure that everyone gets that. Reading further, the other night I got the Empress and the Emperor, and tonight I have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. I'm telling you people, there's a lot of money. That shooting happened in a wealthy part of Nashville. And I don't see them dropping this. And let's look at two. This is where, country music is. And that's megabucks. And did you not know that about the AR-15 pins? And the bill to make the AR-15 the national gun? Yeah. Funny that traders thump those Bibles and wear those pins. It's in the Bible. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing, right? Kevin comes off as a prom king to me. Can't help it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, he won't talk about Nashville. I could see him just refusing to talk about it. We have any wrenches out there? 10 of Pentacles. So, yeah, this is the money that's going to be behind the movement to stop the madness. Yeah, aggravated progressive. I don't know why you said that. That was a weird thing to say. I think you were maybe joking. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. It's just a metaphor. Nothing against wolves, Lauren Boebert. Apparently she doesn't like you. You have an AR-15. Can you tell us why? We're curious. We want to know why you have an AR-15. I know, because aggravated progressive has been here before, not behaving as badly. All right, so I do see movement. All right, so because I mentioned George Pinocchio Santos, whatever the heck his name is, who I did see a direct line to the Kremlin. I guess I don't need these except to walk. I think my eyes are getting better. I see Santos Yeah. Santos is a plant. Short stock's easy to maneuver in small places like your... I'm lost. Queen of Rods, Page of Swords. I feel like George Pinocchio Santos is connected to an enemy country. And is still receiving money. He has people around him that are protecting him. They're all narcissists. Yeah, they're beyond narcissists. They're working for the enemy. And they need to get out of this country. So let's take a look. Anyway, I won't tell you the imagery that my guides are giving me about Cheryl's never had a gun and still here and alive. Yeah. Okay. Let's by the way, DeSantis has a connection. That person that's worked for him, I'm going to look that up. DeSantis has somebody working for him that's Russian. You've had many guns, Betty? That surprises me. All right, hang on. I'm trying to think of Kevin McCarthy. Okay. Kevin McCarthy. Somebody was asking. I got in the past that McCarthy would be out by the summer. I got that McCarthy would be out by the summer. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. What do you do with all your guns? I can't believe we have like a gun chat going on. McCarthy out by the summer. Oh, okay, it fits the Australia. Thank you, Kathy. There's Kathy. That's interesting. Well, Kathy says out by the summer. And these are the cards I'm getting on McCarthy. Oh, yeah. It looks like he's out by the summer. Howdy. Glad heroes. She's letting us know why she's late. It's so polite. This is... Yeah, McCarthy. I mean, the jig is going to be up for McCarthy. I'm feeling June. Democrats coming together to oust him. Yeah. Jewish and can't make Allah computer. Okay, it's hard to read all that. Okay. I mean, because he's stolen. McCarthy has stolen his seat. I get that he stole the seat. He stole the speaker seat. We call him hostage of the House anyway. Okay, so the Eight of Cups. He's walking away mournfully. This is about McCarthy. I'm not attracted to guns at all. We need some Republican help to us. I do feel that there are actual Republicans. I do feel there are actual Republicans. I know it's hard to remember that there are actual, like, old-fashioned, old-school Republicans serving in Congress that will stand up for gun reform. We'll look at that too. So McCarthy, yeah. I see the Democrats getting together and finding all the infractions, the guys are saying, on McCarthy and finding good cause to oust him. And I know that that's probably hard for us to believe. When you walk around town, you say out loud, God bless Joe Biden, God bless Gavin Newsom. Good. God bless the good and decent people that are kind. I'm not sure that the older Republicans would be very vocal, but I kind of, okay, Christina Pushaw is a Russian working for DeSantis. So here's the thing. and especially there. In Florida, I feel like the fascist, this is really strong, is getting, what's in the fascist ear, DeSantis, what's in his ear is make guns easier so that, I don't even want to go any further with that. So Christina, how do you say that? Push out? I'm not sure what role she plays for him, but I do feel like that he's being told to make guns easier to get. Pusha, okay. And she's been around him for some time. They're being given orders. Is it hypnosis? What is it? What does the Kremlin have on Satan? Is it money? It's money. By the way, Satan is going down. You love all the rants? Thank you. I can't help it. I'm a passionate person. Well, plus, I mean, everybody's passionate about, with sadness about what's, and grief, what's going on. And to have all these people die, we can't have all these people die at the hands of gun violence in vain. We cannot have that. We cannot stand for that. Yeah. And to Satan, we call him to Satan, we call him DeSantis, we call him to fascist. Yes. Thank you, Betty. You're sweet. You're all sweet. Just a few bad apples. Yeah, he's getting, last time I saw the fascist, I thought his eyes looked really glassy and he looks very, very stressed. And you can't say anything about the fascists because you don't have a permit. Oh, you're funny. There's also Moms for Liberty that is extremely dark. He is a fascist. That's why I call him a fascist. Hi, Darren. Okay, so he's very stressed. He's in over his head, and he lies awake at night trying to figure out what's going to happen to him. That's what the governor of Florida is doing. He's freaked out. Yeah, he has a puffy face. And speaking of that, and we'll get to this momentarily. Wait, it's way past my commercial break time. Trump, that interview with Sean Hannity, oh my God. Oh my God. Are you just watching the news nowadays going, oh my God? I don't get the fascist is on steroids. I get that he's extremely stressed out. And on Monday, when I read on him, I felt like his wife, he was getting a lot of pressure on him. The fascist looks like he has kidney issues. Yeah, I got that he had health problems, and I got that his wife was really putting pressure on. Do I my guide see Beto being elected to replace Greg Abbott of Cancun Cruise? We'll look. I got that the fascists had really bad health problems, and as does Trump. If you saw Trump last night, I don't know if the interview was last night, but Sean Hannity had him on, and then a lot of people were posting the videos, and the news is posting videos. He looks awful. And he sat there and said, I took the documents. He was so deranged. He was so deranged. So, Pusha registered as a foreign agent to the Soviet Union. She is his press secretary. I rest my case. Honestly. Because I'm telling you, God's honest truth. I woke up this morning and that was running through my head. That they were making guns more easy to get. You don't need a permit for a gun under the direction of Russia. And it doesn't take a psychic if you put the pieces together. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of crimes. The Fascists has committed a lot of crimes. A lot. And I do get a Jack Smith connection too. Tell you about Abbott? Alright, but before I go any further, I have to do my commercial. And this is the pressure that the fascist wife is putting on him. You think Russia has gun laws? I'm not talking about Russia having gun laws or not. I'm just talking about, see, the thing is, if the Kremlin can get America to be divided, good job so far. If the Kremlin can get America to be divided and can arm Americans, then the chances that they'll shoot each other up are greater. All right. Let's see. Oh, it's time for my commercial break. Oh, thank you for donating to me. There's a tip jar there. On Saturday, April 1st, I am going to do a free Q&A for anybody who wants to take a spiritual approach to weight loss. And this is a book by Marion Williamson, A Course in Weight Loss. 21 Spiritual Lessons for Surrendering Your Weight Forever. Anyway, the course itself starts on, I haven't changed my calendar obviously yet because it's not April yet, but the course will start on the 8th and it runs for 4 Saturdays. So the free Q&A is Saturday. Go to my website, psychicannetdion.com, and sign up to come to the free Q&A just to ask questions as you know, to whether this class could be a good class for you if you are wanting to lose some weight. It's 3 pounds or 103 pounds. Also, I have room for your psychic reading, and same thing, psychicannetdion.com. Every Tuesday, we have 20 on Tuesdays. We do a guided meditation for a healed America every single Tuesday, followed by a spiritual discussion that going over the spiritual lessons from Church of Spirituality. Please watch Church of Spirituality if you want upliftment, if you want a great spiritual message, it's there. And Church of Spirituality, what else was I going to say about Church of Spirituality? I forgot. It's every Sunday at 1, live. Oh, what I was going to say about that is at the beginning of the church service, there's a prayer for America. So if you just go, and great songs, thank you, great chants, great little mini chants that help you through your day. So watch Church of Spirituality. My views are not very high and you're missing out. And we have, of course, grassrootsofdemocracy.com is where you go to sign up to receive the Zoom invite to attend our meetings, which are tomorrow night on Thursday nights, and also we meet on Saturday, which is more of a work session. And we have a civics lesson too. We start with a civics lesson. All right, time is flying by. Let's take a look at, and speaking of people that have connections to our enemy countries and enemies to democracy, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And by the way, if you sign up for Grassroots of Democracy and you cannot attend the meetings, it doesn't matter, because afterwards you will receive the notes with links and everything. So you can work on saving democracy on your own time. So there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. It feels better when we help our country. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Who said it? That's an easy one. MTG. Totally connected to the enemy. Totally direct connect to the enemy, MTG. What's up with her? I always get a 6. She's the evidence about January 6th. Yeah, very good. Very good. John F. Kennedy said that. There's so much dirt, really true dirt, on Marjorie Taylor Greene about January 6th. Yeah, she's not going to be able to hide under the facade for much longer. And honest to God, Really. They should. She seems to love Russia so much and Hungary so much. She should just move. You see a blue and white sticker on their car, pull up next to them and give them a thumbs down. Call them out for being knee-bending blue line adulterers. I get the drift. Yeah. I was listening to her voice. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has this tone. It's kind of like a monotone. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It just grates your nerves. Don't let the door hit you on the arse on the way out. Thank you for making me laugh. Oh me, oh my. All right. I can't listen to her. Oh my gosh. Blow a whistle, it makes her leave. She was going on and on. I'm trying to remember. Oh, she was talking about the poor prisoners who are being treated so poorly. It's like nails on a chalkboard. You know who else has a voice that just I couldn't listen to? Amy Coney Barrett. Oh my goodness. So irritating. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, so there's a clip of her on Tucker Carlson. If you really want to feel nauseous, I don't know why you'd want that. But if you, oh, it's a terrible voice that she has. She was on Tucker Carlson talking about these people that are in the January 6th insurrectionists in prison as if they're like patriots of America. Oh my gosh. Like, as if they're being treated so poorly. They're being treated better than school kids. They have pads, they have a barber shop, they can get their hair cut, they can text, they have phones, they can text their families anytime. They probably have, they can take classes online. They have everything. They're like, it's like a freaking country club. I mean, it's not a country club, but I mean, whoever heard of that? They have security. They have a freaking maid. And she tried to make it out like, oh, they're really suffering. I cannot believe these conditions. They're being treated so badly. And then she turns around and says like, oh, and the Democrats got in there right before and they cleaned it up and they made it. They deceived us. Like, what? Is she going to jail? Here's the thing. We have to make sure we take our country back. All the things that they say they're doing, that's a sign of the evil demonic. They're getting special diets. Oh yeah, those poor insurrections. They get choir rehearsal. They get Trump accolades. They get on the Billboard charts. Every action has a consequence. If it's any consolation, if it makes you feel any better, when these people go to the other side, if you've heard anybody, I'm sure you have, talk about after death, life after death experiences that they had where they died momentarily and came back. The most important thing that they learned was that love is what it's all about. And boy, these people are not loving. Boy, these people are going to have to come back and have awful lives. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to end up in that horrible jail? Oh, you thought the stats for this year of school shootings, we should be ashamed of ourselves not speaking out if we're not speaking out. Yeah, how about the January 6th? I mean, honestly, they're celebrating and putting on a pedestal those who attacked the United States. That's like the Ukrainians. Making a beautiful statue of Vladimir Putin. Certain countries have put out alerts about traveling to America. Yeah, because it's crazy. We are swimming in guns. And don't think about it too long, because it will flip you out. Truly. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to jail? I'm getting a yes on that. Hell, it's safer in Mexico. And that's really bad. In Mexico, the cartels will, they'll go after law enforcement. In Mexico, the cartels will go after the law enforcement and the judicial system, and they will kill them in front of their families. We have to really know that we're in a moment that we have to act. That's why I have this channel. That's why I have Grassroots of Democracy. Marjorie Taylor Greene visiting the jail, maybe to pick out her new room. Yes, I like it. Maybe she was scanning the premises to see if she wants maybe a corner cell. Honestly. There's so much to read about. Let's read about Tuberville. Let's just ask the question. So he's the one that's screwing up our national security because he's so gung-ho on banning abortions. What are those, peeps, Betty? Did I show you? I think I did show you I did. I showed you the other, it's too far away, I can't grab it. This chair traps me. All right. Hang on. What was I going to ask? Sometimes I forget. Somebody had a psychedelic experience. Is Lauren Boebert going to jail? Honeys. Honeys, I'm getting a yes on Boebert too. You like a wingback chair. Yeah, but when you try to get around it, it's kind of hard. This is a very heavy chair. Cartels, yes. There's one gun store in Mexico and cartels are armed by American guns. Yeah. I'm telling you what, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this is where we all need to see Jimmy Kimmel's Mar-a-Lago. That is so funny. That's one of the funniest things. And I think Jimmy Kimmel's show is really funny. And I'm also a fan of Seth Meyers' show. I can count on Seth Meyers to take me out of the funk that we get in. Mexico has a law against gun stores. Every country has gun laws. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that we're going through this. And every one of us has to take action. Somebody the other night on Monday put in the chat, if you're here, you can identify yourself, that her sister looked at what happened and said, doesn't affect me. There's a report on MSNBC, there's one gun store in Mexico. Yeah, Seth Meyers is funny. They've got some great writers. And it really helps, I mean, we're getting handed to people that try to lighten it up. I do. The McDonald's massacre in '84. There have been so many shootings. Lauren, it looks like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are going to jail. Now, you watched them both, I watched them both. The late shows are funny. That was you with the sister. I couldn't believe that, Sunshine. That just really blew my mind. I really thought about that afterwards, like, wow. Somebody said that their sister looked at the shooting, what happened, and said, oh, it doesn't affect me. And I could not fathom that. I just couldn't fathom that. That just blew my mind. That's such a shame. I mean, to just be that like lacking compassion. Just that lacking in compassion. Like, did she do it to get a rise out of you? So last week, we thought Trump would be indicted on Wednesday. Then he started being really heinous with what he was saying. Now he's beyond belief what he's saying. It's beyond belief what he's saying. And we thought maybe he'd be indicted last week. I was saying Wednesday, didn't happen, and I said, well, maybe it's this Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, as far as we know, hasn't happened. So I keep going for the Wednesdays. Seems like it's going to be a Wednesday. Yeah, I can tell, if that, I would lose all respect for my sister too if she said something like that. I'm glad to hear you say that. That you lost respect. And Fox is supporting him. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Fox is supporting. Is Fox supporting Trump again? It's kind of, it's kind of, they're not sure. They're not sure. Unbelievable. I'm telling you. Is Trump going to jail? I mean, I'm getting Trump is going to jail too. Now, we do need to get together and pray that big actions happen before the eclipse that's coming. We'll get into that with Kathy. I'm going to do another podcast with her about the eclipses that are coming. That's going to be a really important show. Trump just did an interview? Another one? MTG is much bigger than Boebert being in the same cell. Hannity napkin. Hannity napkin and Mother Tucker. That's funny. Well, this show is mostly tonight. What we're doing here is like really, we had to talk about the guns. So I just want to touch on the Trump indictments, of course, because we do all want to know. But I think the most important story that we all have to stay focused on is the gun problem. So let's look at Jack Smith. And there are so many crimes to look at. Yeah, 45. I keep on saying he'll be in a military mental facility. Donald Trump will. I mean, the more you see him lately, the more you're like, oh, that looks like an old man who's lost his mind. Really true. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. So we're looking at, okay, let's just look at Alvin Bragg's, and keep sending Alvin Bragg a lot of light, indictments. We're just going to look for some information about that. And I told you last time, what they're doing is they're securing the facilities. They're tying everything down because they're actually preparing for violence. In New York, they're preparing for violence. I'm not saying violence is going to happen, but they're preparing. Oh, Dominion trial starts in April. Fox is going to lose that. Oh, thank you, Ken, for Canadian blessings. Fox is going to lose that. That Dominion thing. And also, the E. Jean Carroll trial starts in April, and I still stand by. I think the E. Jean Carroll case is the one that's stressing him out the most. Manhattan Trump grand jury set to break for a month. Starting when? Yeah, Kathy, I know it's awful, the shooting. Trump, Anderson Cooper jury going out for 1 month as vacation as far as Alvin Bragg. Okay, let's see. The Chariot's here. The Chariot's coming up though, so something's going to happen before that. So the E. Jean Carroll trial is the 25th or Dominion. There's so many crimes to keep track of. April 25th. Yeah, don't mess with New York, that's for sure. But in regards to the indictment in New York, the Chariot card is, so something's going to happen, it looks like, before they go on some kind of a break. Yeah, they took a 1 week delay. They're keeping it undercover, what's happening. But this is saying we're in good hands. We're in good hands. The NRA sends you a request for money. You know what I would do with that? Wait. The NRA sends you a request for money. They must think your name is a guy's name. Well, yeah, it's Darren, yeah. So I ripped up their letter and mailed it back to them. I will send a donation to the NRA when hell freezes. I would have written a piece of my mind. Honestly. I think something's going to happen because I have the chariot card before the grand jury in New York goes on vacation or whatever they're doing. Whatever they're doing. They're keeping the jury safe. I do get that. And in the E. Jean Carroll case, the jurists are all going to be anonymous. Yeah. Just breathe and believe the fascists will lose. We got to do more than that. I mean, we do have to do that, but we have to do more than that. Always visualize America as healed and as united. and especially as maintaining our democracy. Do I see 45 arrested and incarcerated by the end of the year? I could look. Just watching, could not believe jury will be out for a month in case with Alvin Bragg. Yeah, but I just got the chariot card, so you're breathing so often you're hyperventilating. Get a paper bag. I got the chariot card, so that indicates that something's going to happen before they recess. But just understand that they're getting an incredible amount of death threats. And just so you know, I mean, as far as my psychic impression goes about Merrick Garland and the DOJ, the death threats have slowed things down too. In addition to them being meticulously careful with their information and everything, the death threats have slowed things down. Maybe Fani Willis, maybe that's what I'm saying. I mean, because how about when Trump, when Hannity was, I don't know if you call that an interview, how about when he was saying that he was doing a baseball bat ad. Yeah, right. And it's so interesting to watch him fabricate these lies. He doesn't know how to say something that's true. What are you asking about April 1st? April Fool's Day the 1st. That's on a Saturday. I don't know what your question is. Do they have a grand jury in Manhattan? I think so. I think that's the deal. This break may be a means to keep events secret. Yes, I totally get that, Joanne. I totally get that they're maneuvering things to keep them secret. This is big. I mean, it's like really smart. They're strategizing on how to keep everybody safe. Arrest and booking of 45 on April Fool's Day? Oh, you're kind of saying that would be appropriate. Let me see. Oh yeah, the Christian Jewish holidays are coming up. Okay. Speaking of that, I just want to mention the Church of Spirituality. We're on our second year in now. On the week of Easter, I do 4 services that week. I will keep you posted. I can't believe it's coming up so soon. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I did it last year. You can look it up. Really, really important. Theatrical. Did I take my video down from 328? I don't do a video on 328. I do a video on Monday. Is that what you mean? No, I didn't take it down. I don't take videos down unless they don't upload properly or something. Easter is April 9th. But I do Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday. But you don't have to be a Christian. It's just, I'll talk to you about it later. I forgot what I'm reading on. The Hermit. Oh, well, somebody was asking about Trump. Trump is feeling really isolated. The 8 of Pentacles, the justice system is working hard, and the celebration card. Yeah, it's non-denominational, but I just use themes from mostly Christianity, and I'm working on having a meeting with a rabbi here because I want to integrate, because Passover is, hang on, let's see. It's around the same time. Passover is next week too. So I'm arranging to have a like an interview with a rabbi to talk about the Jewish tradition too, because I want to integrate that. What Passover is all about and everything. Well, they seized Mar-a-Lago. I don't think he'll keep Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, Pope Francis is ill. I think he'll be okay. He's kind of, it's kind of a slog right now. This Friday is Good Friday. No, it isn't. It's next Friday. This Friday is the 31st. Yeah, next week is Passover. This Sunday is considered Palm Sunday for the Christians. So anyway, Trump is feeling really isolated. The justice systems are all working very, very well. They're doing a good job, and this is us celebrating some outcome that's coming. We've got 10 more minutes. It's been nice to hang out with you guys because it's a nice distraction. As best you can, do your work, to save our country and keep up on the news, and then, distract yourself by being with people, watching late night or watching old sitcoms, and, just keep the balance. Keep things in balance. Eat well, exercise, you know the drill. But really, it's really important during these stressful times because we have to have our wits totally about us. We do. We have to stay grounded. Really important. I love you too. No, readings don't drain me. Readings give me energy. Can you tell? It perked right up. Mother Mary's mentioned positively in the Quran. You know that? That makes sense to me. Oh yeah, Sissy, protect ourselves from this evil. We have to put out really high vibration. Come to 20 on Tuesdays. Honestly, if you don't already. Because I do a guided meditation. It's a channeled meditation. And we send thought energy where it's needed. To protect ourselves from this evil. Well, if you're talking about personally, just make sure that you keep your... Aunt Chippy, vids are hilarious. You only have a phone? Wait, why are you saying you only have a phone? I don't understand. I'm confused, Rose. What we have to do is personally to protect yourself from darkness and evil. Well, avoid dark people and situations. I'm not going to read a Navalny, Cheryl. That's too hard. I've had enough hard stuff tonight. 20 on Tuesdays. We do visualization. So keep yourself happy and centered and, treat yourself with respect and love. Did you hear no Bibles in schools? It was being proposed by somebody. I don't know who it was. I don't know if that was serious. And join with others that are lifting the energy, that are active, that are doing good work. Stay involved. Don't get discouraged. Jury duty is almost over. Thank God March 31st is your last day. Good. Good job. You get the bell for doing jury duty. Thank you, Sapphire. It's pretty amazing how I can do my show and respond to the chat so easily. It's practice, believe me. I see what Rose is saying. She just has a phone. You know why that threw me? Oh, because you can totally, if you have a smartphone, you can totally use your smartphone for a Zoom meeting. I do when my Wi-Fi goes down. You can do everything with a phone. I don't have a computer or a TV. It drives a lot of people crazy that I don't have a computer. Did those who died make a soul contract to die? I don't like to talk about it like that in the midst of this tragedy, but I just I'll go general and say our souls know what our contract is. Love makes the world go round. You guys are funny. You're like all friends. Is it time for... Oh, we have 5 minutes. So let's wrap up with... I am going to do a show with professional Aquarian, the astrologer, Kathy Beale, about the eclipses that are coming up, which is going to be 3 computers, which is going to be... we'll get into this. April's right around the corner. Those eclipses are going to be really major and pivotal. So, Cheryl, you made Joanne laugh. Positive community reading, yes. That's where I'm going next. Don't forget, I have the spiritual weight loss class coming up and a free Q&A on Saturday. What do your guides say? I'm going there. Take a breath. The Bible is pretty wild in spots. Yeah, I can't read the Bible. Thank you, Soul Surfer. I love you guys too. Community cards. And thank you for all the support and love that you sent. To me. Love the show with Kathy. Yeah, Kathy was really, really smart. Really great astrologer. Thank you for all of those of you who sort of held my hand through being bullied, and I really appreciate all the love. I haven't really read the comments because I'm a little nervous about reading comments right now. But thank you. We're going to see some things that we don't expect to turn around for the good. We're here to save our democracy. That's what our purpose is. It's true. So these are the community cards. The Magician, we're going to see some things in the next couple days that we're going to be like, wow, that's really good. We will see some good news. The Magician. And the 10 of Cups. There's some good news coming. We'll take any good news that we can get. And I do think, I'm telling you, I trust the Nashville community to not have this horrible event, those lives to be lost in vain. Not that other communities haven't done, taken action, but just because I'm intimately connected with that particular community. I know that people will make significant steps forward in Nashville after this that happened. Yeah, these are good cards. And the King of Swords, this has to do with justice and truth. So I want you to know, because people were asking how to combat the evil. You need some proof. Okay, let's not wax negative. Let's not say we need protests, but you don't see them happening. Let's not wax negative. What I honestly think, thank you for your compliments. I honestly think that people are afraid to protest. It's not that they won't, but people are reticent to protest because of the fact that this is a nation awash in guns. There are more guns than humans. So that does make people a little bit hesitant. Not saying it won't happen, but just take that into consideration. There might be other ways that people are working that aren't as visible. But I do see action happening. So as far as the collective energy, the way we combat the evil is we come together. Please keep it positive. Because when we say absolutes, like there aren't any or it's not going to happen, that's not positive. And that's not factual, because you don't know that there are no organizers, right? That's not factual. So let's always stay in the positivity and the possibility. So when a collective group of people get together and they have one intent, the impact of that on an energetic level is absolutely enormous. And do not think for 1 second that this fear and this evil and this horribleness is more powerful than the vibrational frequency of love and connectedness and joining together, cooperating, helping one another, we're all, when we're joined together, nothing can stop us. We can understand why people might be afraid to be in large groups. Then again, look at how large the Black Lives Matter movement was. So I'm not thinking that we won't have effective protests. The March for Our Lives march of the students after the Parkland shooting was pretty huge. I'm not afraid. We're not afraid. Find your inner Ukrainian. There will be protests about the gun violence. Absolutely. The big swing. There will be big protests about the gun violence. There will. I just want everyone to know that speaking of Ukraine, finding our inner Ukrainian, the guides are making it very clear to me that we are having our own war with Russia. It's not, obviously, it's not what Ukraine is having to deal with. But we are in a certain type of the same kind of thing. So there you go. I said a lot. I probably said too much. But I really enjoyed being with you tonight. It's been a really hard week. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. But we won't be getting through it complacent. We'll be getting through it as activists. It's our duty to our fellow human beings and to our children. All right. To book a reading, it's psychicannetdion.com, and also if you go there, you'll see everything that I'm up to, because I have so many things coming up that I forget. Don't be sorry you're late. Just watch it on replay. Love you. Namaste. You make a difference in my life.